A few years ago, we headed to Japan with our mates Benny and Al and got ourselves this awesome 1987 GX71 Toyota Cresta. We road tripped it over 1,000 kilometres from Hokkaido, the northern island of Japan, through some stunning Japanese countryside, cities and back roads to Matsusaka, where it then went onto a boat and made its way to Australia. A few months later, it arrived on our shores and we decided to try and make it the fastest car we'd ever built. That involved stripping out the original 2-litre 6 and doubling the capacity with a 4-litre turbocharged Ford Barra engine. A big engine wasn't going to be enough, so we built a complete ladder bar rear end, installed a Turbo 400 automatic gearbox, a roll cage, ball bearing turbo, drag radials and a parachute. On the dyno, it made 600 horsepower on E85, and all that was left to do was take it to the Dragway and put it to the test. It chopped a Camaro, and then on our last run of the day, we did a sub 10-second pass running a 9.9. Benny has always had a massive soft spot for this car, so we transferred the papers and he's officially taken custody of the Cresta, and now he's taking it to the next level and taking it international.
Hot Rod Dragweek is a yearly event that has been taking place in the USA for over 15 years. It's a test of driver and vehicle requiring you to drive a specific route between multiple drag racing venues and compete successfully at each one in order to be allowed to compete at the next. There's no support vehicles, no tow cars, every mile of the trip has to be driven by the car that's racing. There's a huge variety of cars, from daily driven nuggets to all-out 6-second monsters. There's friendly atmosphere and teams of mates helping each other achieve their goal. You carry all your spares and support crew on board the car. It's the holy grail of drag racing events, and Benny has his sights set to take the Cresta back overseas to the Northern Hemisphere and put it through the ultimate challenge of endurance. He's got a few mates of his own to help him keep the car on the road and share the story. Benny has to put the car finished, tested and with all its spares into a shipping container. He has limited time to get it done, so the first stop is to head to Haltech for some wiring improvements.
We're down here today at Haltech and sorting out the Cresta's wiring harness. We've got Dave helping us out, he's just killing it as usual. These are all the ones that we don't need, and over there are the ones that we do need.
Successfully competing Dragweek is not just about speed, it's also about reliability, so anything we can do this end will make the trip so much easier.
While Dave's doing the wiring harness, I'm just going to change these injectors out. So the ones that are currently in the car are 1750s and these are 2200s. So that'll give us a little bit more headroom for when we start making more power. Last week we were at Haltech with Dave rewiring the Cresta. He's done a lot of stuff for us, including relocate the ECU. We've added flex fuel sensor, added an IO box, now have a trans temp input to the ECU, which also controls the trans fans or trans cooler fans. And that's going to allow us to monitor and adjust trans temp accordingly with towing the box trailer at Dragweek, but also on the track as well. So it gives us a lot more parameters that are going into the ECU to allow us to change things as required. Unfortunately, because this project's been so demanding on time, we haven't had the opportunity to film every single part. After receiving the car back from Dave, I removed the engine straight away to get all the external parts ready for powder coating and ceramic coating. So High Octane Performance Coatings did all our cooler piping, they did our plenum, did our rocker cover, they've ceramic coated the exhaust manifold, the dump pipe, the wastegate screamer, the turbo exhaust housing, and they did also powder coat the turbo compressor cover and the cooler piping. After receiving all those parts back, we've reassembled that now onto our new Empire Motorsports and Mechanical built Barra engine. That's now all in the car, ready to go. The car's actually at the sign writing shop right now, getting all the black on the bottom half of the car done. You guys will see that pretty soon when we're on the dyno tonight at Haltech. So hope you guys like the new look.
We're down at Haltech to get the new engine tuned. This engine was never released in the USA in passenger cars, so the original engine that made a solid 600 horsepower will be taken overseas alongside the Cresta as a spare. We turned up the boost at Summer Nats last year, and that engine hit 694 horsepower, more than we ever expected from that combination. Now, 700 horsepower plus may be on the cards with this new engine, which has forged rods and pistons, upgraded valve springs, head studs and oil pump. We are using the same turbo but maxing it out because this engine is rated for around 1,000 horsepower, which leaves a little headroom for reliability. Tonight, if all goes well, the Cresta will have enough power to send it deeper into the 9-second bracket than it's ever been before. The transmission is also rated to 1,000 horsepower, but it's done plenty of hard launches at the drags since the day we first took it out. So regularly checking the oil makes sure it's in good order.
Big thank you to Haltech, Tuning Fork and Dave for last night. It was a massive team effort. We were out there till 1 o'clock in the morning getting the tune perfect. We made 540 kilowatts at the wheels. We backed it down just a touch for testing tonight at Sydney Dragway. So fingers crossed everything goes good. If the weather does blow out, we do have a test booked for Saturday as well. So we'll see how we go.
And sure enough, the weather did blow out and the track cancelled racing. Saturday, however, was sunny and perfect conditions for Benny to do some runs.
Saturday, we're currently at Sydney Dragway, 2 days before we're shipping the Cresta to America.
Alongside the engine upgrades, the car's been tech certified with the appropriate safety gear to run as quick as 850. That also means a new race suit and helmet. So the car is back where it laid down its very first 9-second quarter-mile time, in the same lane but with more power and more refinement.
Look into my eyes and tell me the way I feel. Put it all around, make it go round and round.
testing this morning. The car's going really well. I think we've done 3 9.8s back to back. Mile an hour is really good, so we're pretty confident in the car, but who knows what's going to happen for Dragweek. As I said, Monday, we're jamming it in the container, and then the fun really starts.
Shipping a car to the other side of the world takes a bunch of paperwork and a bunch of money. With some help from another Dragweek veteran and a freight broker, Benny arranged for the Cresta and all necessary spares to get loaded into a 20-foot shipping container bound for Charleston in South Carolina, USA.
Jesus. Was neat. Yep. That's fucking huge. No, you don't have to touch that. Just use the lever. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then pull it back. Yep. That's in second now. It doesn't matter. That's first, yep. Awesome. Thanks, mate. So there you have it. That's it for the Cresta. Hopefully we see it again when it comes out of one of these suckers.
So now the Cresta stays at the docks and gets loaded into a ship. Next episode, Benny and a couple of mates are heading to the USA.